And please welcome my good friend, writer-director Mimi Degree.
Oh my gosh, sorry, you don't have the movie yet. Just thank you. Okay, hold on. We got to get this movie going. First, I want to really thank Roger, Mike's dear friend, my friend to my kids. Just thank you. I am constantly grateful for the way you lead this festival with global outreach, and yet you keep it true to its roots. And that's just an extraordinary contribution to this community. So I'm really thankful, and I'm really honored that Diving Deep is premiering here tonight, so thank you.
Yes, it deserves to be. Thank you.
And I also want to thank our chairman of the board, our president of the board, Linda Weinman, my dear friend too, who leads this board and this festival with an extraordinary clarity of thought and largeness of heart, and it is such an inspiration to me. So Linda, who is also one of the film's early supporters, thank you. There are just a couple more thank yous. I want to thank Mike's family because the alchemy of that tribe made Mike Mike, beginning with his two extraordinary parents, one of whom is still alive. You will meet her in the film, Catherine. She is a firecracker. She is in Mobile, unfortunately, so she wasn't able to be here, but he has three brothers, the youngest of whom is here with his beautiful daughter. And I love each and every one of them, and they really, truly made Mike Mike, and I just thank them for sharing Mike, and then also for sharing their story, or letting me share their story. I also really just have to quickly thank my kids, Max and Francis, who have been knocked down in a really hard way, and they got right back up, and with an openness of heart and mind, and I'm so proud of them. They teach me every day, and also I'm just so grateful to them for letting me put this story up there. It's not easy, and they've done it with such grace. I'm so thankful. So I also want to thank this team. These are the people that made this film possible. So first, my co-producer, Shannon Dybvig. Yay! Esther Shavinsky, who early on wound through so much footage, and we crafted a story line, and she's an editor, but is in LA, and it just became too difficult. So then we found Brent Sumner, extraordinary man in a kilt. Mary Dawson, my so loyal bookkeeper, keeps me organized. Composers, Stephen Barber and Carl Thiel, who did this extraordinary soundtrack. And I also have to mention Christopher Cross, who many of you probably remember. He did the title song, Diving Deep, that'll go over the credits, so I hope you stick around to watch the credits, because a lot of you are in there, and also listen to his really beautiful song. And then Dom Carbondello and his team at Santa Barbara Sound Design pulled it all together. Amazing Dom. And then Jane and Bob Ingelsapin from View Studios did all the graphics. So that's the team, and now it's my enormous honor to welcome Dr. Sylvia Earle, tireless ocean advocate, our hero. Go ahead.
So if I have a claim to fame, it is that I knew Mike Degree before Mimi. I met Mike in the late 70s, and I could see then, here was an individual who burned brightly. And he still does. Look at you. Mike is right here with you. Mike, are you listening? Your pals, your friends, your kindred spirits are here. If I could channel Mike a little bit, Mike would probably wish to be able to say, look, the ocean is in trouble. We know that. But that's the key. We know that the ocean is in trouble. We could not imagine when Mike was a kid, when I was a kid, when any of us were, that the ocean could fail. The ocean is so big, so deep, so vast, so resilient, but now we know. Imagine if we didn't know that the ocean is in trouble. Imagine if we did not know that 90% of many of the creatures in the sea are gone in Mike's lifetime, in mine, since the 1970s. We could lose so much by not knowing. But Mike's mission, aside from being one of the great explorers of this time in history, he wanted to share the view. He wanted you to know what an octopus looks like up close and personal. And he shared that view. And he wanted you to know what it's like to be in the deep sea. Most of life on Earth lives in the dark because the sunlight only penetrates down to, 1,000 feet or so, and then it's dark. The ocean goes down to 37,000 feet, 11 kilometers, and it was Mike's dream to go there. Mine too. Isn't it yours? Don't you want to know what this world is all about? Not just 7 miles up in the sky, but why not 7 miles down in the depths of the ocean? What's holding us back? That would be Mike's message. What's holding us back? Only about 10% of the ocean has been seen, let alone explored. This is the greatest era of exploration ever, just beginning. Of course, in the skies above, and yes, with all the microbial world, and down into the soil, and whatever it is, but the ocean. The ocean. And it's right here, it's right there in your backyard here in Santa Barbara. The world is blue. So, Mike would say, we are the luckiest generation ever because we know in time. There's still, some tunas are still out there. There's still some squid coming to Monterey Bay. We have the power to take them all, should we choose to do so. But Mike's message, I think, is use our power. Use that something that he was so richly endowed with, the curiosity to explore, to ask questions and then find answers and to figure out how do we make peace with nature? How do we make peace with the ocean? How do we figure out how do we find a place for ourselves within the natural world that keeps us alive? I have not seen this film yet, but I suspect that message is going to come through loudly and clearly. I thank you, Mimi, for making it happen, and all of you, it's magnifying Mike's voice, carrying his message. He was a champion, an ambassador for the ocean. I think he would wish that you would be champions, ambassadors for the ocean too, each of you in your own way. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the ocean. Thank you, Mike DeGray.
Thank you, Sylvia. So, okay, now we're doing the movie. Thank you all for being here, and thank you, UGG, for your generous sponsorship. And the last thing I just want to say is I hope you like the movie, of course, but I hope you take with it a little of Mike's spirit and let that infuse how you deal with each other, the natural world, and particularly the ocean. But most of all, love it with everything you've got, because you just don't know what tomorrow's going to bring.
Do unto fish as you would have fish do unto you.
Exactly.